The NFL Draft was supposed to be his moment, the moment Shedeur Sanders proved every doubter wrong. But something happened in that draft room, something that nobody is talking about loud enough. He waited and waited and waited some more. 5 quarterbacks were taken before him. 5. And when his name finally got called, it wasn't to a team built to win. It wasn't to a system designed to develop him. It was to Cleveland. And here's the thing most people won't say out loud. Cleveland doesn't.
On the surface, everything looks fine. Shedeur Sanders is in the NFL. He's got a jersey, he's got a number, he's got a contract. The cameras showed up, the family celebrated, Coach Prime was there. The moment felt historic. And if you just scrolled past the headlines, you'd think this was a success story. A young man from Colorado, son of a legend, making his dream real. But zoom in a little closer, and you start to see things that don't add up. Because the Cleveland Browns took him in the 5th round. Not the 1st, not the 2nd, the 5th, after 143 other picks, after teams that supposedly needed a quarterback passed on him. After the media hype, the Colorado miracle seasons, the Deion Sanders effect, he landed in a situation with question marks stacked upon question marks. And yet, the surface still looks calm. For now. Pay attention to how Shedeur carries himself now. Not in interviews, not in press conferences, in the in-between moments. The body language when he's not performing for the camera. The way elite quarterbacks who land in bad situations start to shrink. Not dramatically, not overnight, slowly. You stop seeing the fire in their eyes. The confidence gets replaced by calculation. Should I say this? Should I do that? And here's what most people don't see. When a quarterback is put in a broken system, the first thing that changes isn't their arm, it's their mind. And Cleveland has a way of making quarterbacks second-guess everything. The history is right there. Baker Mayfield, a Heisman winner, a #1 pick, left broken. Deshaun Watson, a franchise-altering trade, went from elite to erased. These weren't bad players. These were good players in a bad situation. And the cracks, they always start small. There was a moment, and nobody knows exactly when it happened, when Shedeur Sanders understood what his draft position really meant, not just to his career, but to how the league sees him. It wasn't about talent anymore. It was about politics, about front offices, about narratives, about who controls the story of a player's career. And for a quarterback raised in a household built on confidence and faith, that realization must have hit differently. Because here's the thing about trust. When you enter a system and you don't know if that system believes in you, the whole foundation shifts. Does the front office actually want him to start? Or did they draft him to say they have a competition? Is the coaching staff invested in his success? Or are they just filling a roster spot? That question, that doubt, is more dangerous than any blitz package. And something in the air around Cleveland suggests the answer might not be what Shedeur wants it to be. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because locker rooms talk. Not loudly, not on record, but quietly. In the hallways, in the weight room, after practice. When a team doesn't believe the quarterback is the guy, you feel it. Players don't buy in the same way. The protection gets a little looser, the routes run a little lazier, because why go all out for a quarterback who might not even start week 1? And for Shedeur Sanders, coming in 5th round, he's already fighting perception before he takes a single snap. He walks into that building not as the franchise cornerstone, but as a project, a gamble, an experiment. And the distance that creates, the silence from teammates who aren't sure yet, that emotional withdrawal from a locker room that hasn't decided to follow you, that is where quarterbacks go to lose themselves. Not on the field, in the quiet spaces in between. Here's the part that nobody wants to talk about.
The real damage isn't about touchdowns and interceptions. It's not about completion percentage. It's about belief. When a quarterback loses belief in the system around him, everything gets harder. Every throw feels heavier. Every read is more complicated. Because in the back of his mind, buried deep, is a voice whispering, "Even if I play great, will they give me the chance?" That voice is the enemy. That voice has ended careers before they truly started. And the hidden cost? Every year Shedeur spends in the wrong environment is a year of development lost. The NFL window is narrow. 3 bad years can define a quarterback's entire legacy. Joe Burrow in the wrong system doesn't become Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes without Andy Reid doesn't become Patrick Mahomes. The system matters as much as the talent. And right now, Shedeur Sanders might be in the wrong one. And here's the thing, this isn't new. We've seen this exact pattern before. A highly touted quarterback, a complicated draft vol, a dysfunctional landing spot, and then years of what could have been. Cleveland has run this play before. The league has run this play before. A franchise with no quarterback stability drafts one late, gives him no real shot to succeed, and then moves on when he doesn't perform miracles in a broken environment. And the quarterback? He carries that label for the rest of his career. He couldn't make it work in Cleveland. Not Cleveland wasn't built for him to succeed. The blame always lands on the player, never the system. And that slow collapse, it doesn't announce itself. It builds quietly. One bad game, one benching, one we're going in a different direction. And before you know it, the story is over before it ever really began. Let's break this down clearly, because this is really about 3 things: talent, trust, belief. The triangle that makes or breaks any quarterback. Shedeur Sanders has the talent. That part is not in question. Colorado showed it. His anticipation, his pocket poise, his football IQ. It's real. But trust? Does Cleveland's front office truly trust him as their long-term answer? The draft pick says probably not. And belief? Does he believe deep in his gut that this organization is going to pour everything into his development? Or does he feel like a placeholder while they wait for something better? Right now, the talent is there, the trust is uncertain, and the belief is being tested every single day. That's the situation. That's the reality. And 3 teams in the NFL could change all of that with one phone call. The Las Vegas Raiders, rebuilding, need a face, have the picks to trade. The New York Giants, desperate for a quarterback to rebuild around, a market that makes stars. The Pittsburgh Steelers, aging roster, a legacy franchise that could give him a real shot at competing. Any of these teams give Shedeur Sanders what Cleveland can't, a system built around his strengths, a front office that would choose him, a real shot, before the wrong environment rewrites his story. So here's where we land. Can Shedeur Sanders survive Cleveland? Can he beat the history, beat the narrative, beat the dysfunction? Maybe. Some quarterbacks are built differently. Some rise in the hardest environments. But the odds, the history, the pattern, they're all pointing in one direction. And here's the truth that every real football fan already knows. Teams don't collapse in one moment. They crack slowly, then suddenly everything falls apart. The same is true for a quarterback's confidence, for a career built on potential, for a legacy that could have been legendary but got swallowed by the wrong situation too early. The clock is ticking for Shedeur Sanders. Not in games, not in seasons, in days. Every day in the wrong environment is a day he doesn't get back. And the 3 teams that could save that story, they're running out of time to act. Now I want to hear from you. Is Shedeur Sanders in real danger in Cleveland?
Or is this being completely overblown? Is he the kind of player who rises above the situation, or is Cleveland the kind of place that buries exactly this type of talent? Two sides, one question. Drop it in the comments right now. And if you think there's a team that should pull the trigger on this trade, name them below. Let's see who the fans agree on. If this video hit different, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and stay locked in. Because this story, it's only just getting started.